Alright, and we are going. What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Orange Dungeon, getting it to your real raw rugged. And hey, I got somebody on the other line, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Who we got?
Woodboy G, man, St. Petersburg, Florida, buzzing rap artist, trap artist. You know,
Hey, man, how you doing, man?
I'm doing real good. What about yourself?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm excited for this one, man. Like I was telling you before we got on here, me and my homeboy. I'm from Jacksonville, just to
Yeah,
let that be known. So me and my homeboy Rari, this nigga Rari find out about everybody before they blow up. This nigga he sent me Richey page before Richey put out a song. Like the nigga was just
yeah,
super tapped in. So I done heard the name Woodboy G because this nigga he know all the rappers. So I done heard the name and whatnot. But he sent me Better Days. And I called that nigga. I said, man, fuck nigga, why you ain't send me this song a long time ago, man? Hell wrong with you, bro? I say, nigga, this is one of the best songs I done heard this year, man. So
yeah.
before we start, I just want to let you know, nigga, you still a raw could tell, you feel me? But nigga,
Yeah,
what you got, bro? You got something, bro.
yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, that Better Days, that was one of my biggest songs last year.
Oh my gosh, bro, that song is. So let me tell you what attracted me to that song. So the beat hard, but when I heard your voice, I was like, this nigga, bro, God made this nigga voice to rap. Like this nigga got the perfect rapping voice. When you
It's
grew,
crazy. 'Cause, back when I used to meet females, or like, even when I let people hear my music, or even like the engineers I record with nowadays, the first thing they say something about is my voice. Like, I walk up to a female and say, hey, how you doing? She gonna be like, what's wrong with your voice? I be like, shit, I don't know. That's just how my shit sound.
bro, you
My
gotta,
voice, my voice is something that is carrying me far right now. A lot of people think it's real unique.
bro, and it's not even just that. The bars too, which we'll get into a little bit later, but the voice is what struck me because I was like, bro, this nigga sound like he need to be narrating movies, bro. Like this nigga got one of them, you feel me, trailer like coming to the theaters near you has voices. You feel me? I'm like
Like,
this nigga voice
the
different.
insurance commercial.
Yeah, the nigga from the what is it,
All
Allstate.
state.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you took that voice instead of doing something like in the acting world into rapping. I'm like, this is really different. And then when you started rapping, I was like, this kind of specifically that song. I was like, this kind of put me in the mind of Juvie, like some early juvenile or whatnot. The way you was rapping, and then when you started to catch your flow, when you got into that what you say with the I told my mama I could serve a play without no hand.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now, when you got into that bad, like I'm the icicle man. They ran up
Mm-hmm.
to me like I'm the pickle man. When you got into that, I was like, okay, yeah, this nigga got something right here. So, can you just tell me about that song? Like, how did that come about? Where did that come from? That hook been in my head all day.
Well, really, with that song, like me personally, I like to do a lot of sample beats. I like to do a lot of soul music, and I write my music too. So sometimes it just be certain things that's going on in the world, or you might have got a phone call that you know what I'm saying, that you wasn't really feeling. So shit, you get right on your pad and you go right to writing that shit. That's why I say like my best music is written. Better Days was written top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? It's because it got real feeling, real passion, real emotion in it. So that's kind of where it come from. Just probably having a rough day in the streets one day and just I'm finna go home and write me a song and put this shit on the beat.
So what's interesting because as I've been doing this article and just I interview niggas in general, I realize a lot of the younger rappers they don't write music at all. They punch in, and you got the song where you do the punch in, punch, everybody punch in. What makes you write?
Um, honestly, what makes me write is that's how I started doing music. I
Mm.
started off writing music. Like you said, we'll get into the bars later, but I started off writing music, and that's a big thing because it's like I guess that's just my that's how I'm comfortable with knowing that I have this shit prepared before I go in the studio. Like when you paying for studio time and you got to pay by the hour, I don't want to come in here for 5 hours sitting around talking about let me hear a beat, trying to figure out if I want to say this. So what I used to do, I used to write my music in my room, and then I go to the studio the next day. I know how much time I got to pay for. I already know how long I'm gonna be here. I know how long it's gonna take me, and that gives me time to what after I make the song, I can fix shit in it if I don't like it.
Mm.
That's really why what really have made me start writing music.
See, I done said this about a million times in my interviews, but I don't rap, but I know how to rap. So when I rap, I write down. And when I hear niggas say they don't write, I'll be like, how don't y'all niggas write? Because, like, when I write, that's when I get the best stuff because I got time to think. I got time to reference stuff. Like, I'm a nigga that, like, because I like battle rap, so I like bars. So if I'm walking around doing something, I may see something, I'm like, damn, that'd be a hard bar. I'll write it down. I might be eating out somewhere and I just write it down just so I don't forget it. You
That's
know what
how
I'm
I
saying?
am. And I honestly feel like a lot of rappers, not to put nobody down on that because I'm gonna come up too, but I feel like a lot of us don't make it because we don't write. It's hard to stand at a microphone and articulate your real thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Or passionate feelings, or like, you know what I'm saying? Real life situations. And the people who could do that are the best rappers, honestly. The people who could stand there at the microphone and not have to write nothing, but still could go deep in their bag and think about the shit that happened last weekend and describe that in a different way. Those are the best rappers. So, it just like somebody. I was in the studio the other night and the engineer, because sometimes I don't write, but most of the time I do. So he was like, "Why you ain't writing today?" I was like, "I don't know." He was like, "Man," he was like, "I think your best music when you write." I told him, "Me too." He was like, Polo G write everything he do. Then he just started giving me a list of rappers who write all their music. And I was surprised that all of those rappers write all their music. I know Kodak write his music because I be seeing him with his notepad and shit. So that's why I say, like, some of the best rappers still do write their music and some of them don't. But it's a real difficult thing to stand at the microphone and not think of this, or this. You get what I'm saying? That's when you get in your writing bag, when you really want to talk about some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, when you just off there standing, you gonna talk about what you see. What you might see is your neck and your wrist or whatnot. And you know who fault that is? Hey, I love this nigga to death, but everybody can't be this nigga. It's Wayne, because everybody love Wayne, but everybody not Wayne. Everybody can't do what Wayne do.
It's Wayne fault. That's why I said the niggas who could do that are the best rappers. You know what I'm saying? The niggas who could stand there and not need a pad, but still could go 3 years ago. They can remember this shit like vividly and describe this shit to you. Those the best. Those the best artists.
That is a fact, and you say that's how you start off with the writing. How long you been rapping?
I've been playing around with the shit for probably about 7, 8 years, but I just started really taking rapping serious when I dropped that Turn My Scale Off video, because that's when I started putting music into it. Before that, it was just like one of my homeboys know how to record. The nigga who taught me how to record had all the computer. His dad, rest in peace, my homeboy from my hood. His dad bought all the computer, the Apple, the microphone and shit before he passed away. And bruh had over the years learned how to use that shit. So by the time we was like 19, my dog knew how to engineer fully. You know what I'm saying? So that's who taught me how to rap, I would say. And that's where the bars come from, because that's how he rap. He don't rap like all these other dudes rap. The basis of his music starts with having bars. So when I was taught to rap, I was taught to rap and make what I say be hard. Like, and if it wasn't hard, he'll tell me like, that ain't it. That ain't the bar. So me and him actually was in my trap. I used to trap in St. Pete, where I'm from. And we made a 19-song mixtape that's still on that piff. It's called 3,800 Bars. And that's the first music that I ever did in my life recorded. And it's still on that piff. And nobody really even know but me and him and people from our neighborhood. Yeah, that's where writing really comes from. Because it's like, the person that started rapping, he's really lyrical. And if you say some shit that ain't raw in front of him, especially, growing up with a person, he can be honest enough and real enough to tell me, like, I ain't like that. Change. Feel me? And that's where, like I said, another thing with me writing, I'm critically thinking about what I'm finna say. Because I want it to be hard. That's why I say, Instagrams. Feel me?
Yeah.
I'm really thinking about this shit like, man, that's hard. Feel me?
Well, Florida niggas good for like, cause growing up in Florida all my life, niggas like even if they not listening to like a Jay-Z or somebody like that, niggas want to hear one-liners. Niggas want to hear quotables. Like, boy, you heard what that nigga said? That nigga said, you know what I'm saying? Like a Boosie or whoever, like Webby. Like, all of them niggas knew how to rap. Like, Webby and Boosie are good rappers. You know what I'm saying? Plaza's a good rapper. Kodak is a good rapper. And all of them niggas, you can quote Kodak for days. You know what I'm saying? You can quote Kodak for days. So listening to you, I'm a sports fan, so I'm picking up on all the sports bars. You know the when you say you sold nigga defense in, I'm in a 3-4. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm catching all that. What you said? You said I put you on the center. Nigga ain't even bring a
Quarter.
quarterback. Come on, what? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm catching all that. So when you writing, that's something important to you to try to bar up.
Yeah, bar up. That's the main thing. And sometimes I get discouraged because I be like, damn, a lot of rappers with all these what they would call dumbed down songs, them shit be going crazy. I be like, damn, but I be understanding. Like it'll take a person 2-3 times to listen to certain shit I say to understand it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I be understanding that shit. Like, but one thing about it, I like I said, I was just taught to rap like that, so it's hard for me to say some shit that I don't think hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, one of my favorite things about rap that I feel like is was kind of dying out, but kind of came back recently, is that niggas rap about the same thing. Everybody rap about the same. So let's say if niggas rap about sports, niggas gonna talk about the same basketball players, the same football players. Niggas got a wrestling bar. Niggas gonna say John Cena. They gonna say it's a million basketball players. Niggas gonna talk about Curry, LeBron, or Jordan. It's like, bro, it's way more niggas than that. So what I like is when niggas reference things and it's like it's personal to them and it's like, okay, that's a new one. Like you had a nigga said what you said, you had the Flintstone bar, you call it Dino or whatever. It's like, okay, like how many niggas how many niggas do a Flintstone Dino bars? You know what I'm saying? So that's cool to me. So what I would say to you is please keep that up. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna do a basketball bar, you know what I'm saying, we done heard 30 million LeBron bars. You know what I'm
I went
saying?
Danny Green last night. Shoot like Danny Green.
You feel me? Like niggas ain't referencing Danny Green. You know what I'm saying? Like so, and that's what brought me into Michigan rap because when I started listening to them niggas, like you listen to a nigga like Sada Baby gonna say a nigga, you be like, damn, this nigga referencing them. You know what I'm saying? I like that because like, okay,
I'm gonna keep it all the way G with you too. You know we Florida niggas, me Boston. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of our inspiration as far as the beat selection and sound come from like the Midwest. Like we like that thump they use is something that we taking and you know putting a little bit of Florida with it or whatever. But I gotta give them boys their credit. Like that's a lot of when we was on YouTube, a lot of the type beats we using they Detroit type of beat.
yeah.
They, like some EST shit. I give him his flowers too. So you know what I'm saying? Like that bounce that them boys have with that. That's what we like, and that's what we've been trying to put that Florida with it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't necessarily copy no shit, but it's all trap shit.
So as a like I said, as a Floridian writing this complex article, I'm knowing all of that, and I'm writing about that specific thing what you said, but I tie it in to say I feel like it's a reason why Florida people gravitate to the Michigan beats because we like they beats usually kind of it got a certain tempo to it. Florida music is fast. It's general. You go back to Uncle Luke and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? That you know Doodoo Brown, like you know what I'm saying, or even Wu Tang, like that's fast music.
And like Florida people like to smoke or like to drink or pop pills or whatever. So when Florida people be in that mode, like they don't slow music ain't for us. Like we need that. You feel me? Like that's how Florida people roll. Like you know, everybody got their choice of stimulation. I like to smoke weed and drink a little Casamigo, but some niggas be on the drink, the lean. Some niggas pop perk. But when you get in that mode, whatever mode you like to get in, that's how it got to be some up tempo shit. The BPM got to be 170 or higher. It ain't gonna.
That is a fact. That is a fact. And speaking of Casamigos, you got a bar that I can't understand what you saying. You said it's right before you say you said you take Casamigos to the dome, but you said something. I had to hit it with a cone. What you said in that bar?
What I say?
I think that's in the song with that might be in the song with Trap Sosa.
You go to the dome.
Right before that, you said you had to hit it with a cone. You said I like. Hold on. Let me see what you said.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I gotta hit it exact. Bar.
You said something like I like my buzz tight. I gotta straighten it with a comb or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
I like my buzz tight. I gotta straighten it with a comb.
Fire. That's what I thought you said. Okay. But yeah, that is a fact. We do like our music. I mean, that's why we speed our music up and like you know you got fast music 954. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to hit their music fast.
I like my buzz tight. I gotta straighten it with a comb. What I mean is, I like my pounds of weed to be dense. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you gotta pull it apart when you trying to roll it up. or when you're trying to sell it to somebody. You know how that weed, you got that sticky weed.
Gotcha.
I bud tight. I gotta straighten it with a comb.
So
Like,
that's
like
what
now,
I'm. Nah, as a nigga with hair, I had to get my hair straight. I already know about that.
yeah.
You know, as a nigga with hair, I'm very familiar with that.
That's why I say it. Like, this is a perfect example of why sometimes I'll be like, damn, I don't want to say that. But then I'll be like, fuck it, that bitch hard. But then I'm cool with answering that shit though, because to me, that's the goal. Like, I want a person to be like, what you meant when you said that? To me, like, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
shit, well, I can show you something now. Yeah.
Bro, one of my favorite bars of all time. It took me years to get. Nigga, I did not understand what Wayne meant when he said, when I first heard it. What did he say? He said, all G's moving sides like lasagna. I didn't know what the hell it meant. I was like, all right, what does that mean?
See, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm the type of rapper. Shut up. I'm the type of rapper. I be noticing that shit from the get go. Like, you feel me? I be noticing what they do from the get go. When he said that, I already knew what he meant.
Classic Wayne right there. And like I said, I feel like you growing up on that. Like, who you grew up listening to? I mean, actually,
That classic Wayne, Hot Boys. What else? Jeezy, Gucci. You know, I'm in that era.
Cause what you 27?
28. I just turned 28 in November. I'm gonna be 29.
Gotcha. November baby. Yeah, I love that type of that. Like that's my era too. Like I love that. I've been back listening to BG. Like BG, very fire rapper. Very.
Yeah, BG gay.
Come on, man. BG is a very fire rapper, and that.
My older brother is about 9 years older than me.
Yeah.
When I was probably about 7, 8, 9, or 10, it was their era. It was 2000, 2001, 1999. So the only rap music, the only time when you 6, 7, and 8 years old, you allowed to listen to rap music is when you with your big brother.
Yeah.
So that's all he was on. It was the Soldier Slim, Hot Boys. It was the whole back New Orleans, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? That area, Louisiana shit. That shit was mind blowing. I ain't gonna lie. Them probably my favorite group of all time is them, and my favorite rapper of all time is Lil Wayne. So that's where it come from, though. My favorite song by them is probably the Project Bitch or Shine. You know what I'm saying? I'm lethal when it come to them boys. I love them boys.
Florida niggas love Louisiana, bro. You feel me? If it's from them to even the new school, from Young Boy, like Florida niggas, they fucked up by, you know what I'm saying, Louisiana, New Orleans music, Baton Rouge, like when Boosie hit.
I think me and Rob clicked so much because I told Rob when I first met him, like, when I listen to your music, it just take me back to when I was 7. This is how the music that I was listening to with my older brothers and cousins sounded like. Vulture Island. You know, it ain't exactly the same as the Hot Boys, but it's that same region. Your lyrics and your tone of voice and shit. That New Orleans lingo is just like, damn, this shit taking me back. So that's why I think that's what really, that was the first music that I really was coming up on was Louisiana music.
See, you the second Florida nigga to bring me up to him. I was just interviewing somebody, and they said, "Well, you don't know about Rob 49?" And I was like, "I heard of him, but I ain't really tapped in." So I guess I need to check Brock because I ain't really tapped in with bro like that.
Rob is on. I met Rob because I got a partnership deal with the same label he got a partnership deal with. So I met Rob the first day I met them, and Rob laid the verse down for me the first day. Matter of fact, last night I was in the studio just recording the song, just fucking around. And I walked out to go to the bathroom. When I came back in the studio room, Rob was in the booth putting the verse on my song. So this was just last night. This is not even 12 hours ago. So that's what type of dude he is. Clean cut, cool, very personable, very marketable. And like I said, his music is starting to reach a lot of different people. And he doing a lot of different shit. He down here right now in Miami. We be working and shit. We be hanging out and shit. But just a good dude overall. You do got to check him out, though, and get with him. He's a good dude.
For sure. I'm gonna have to tap in with him. And yeah, it's good to see just Florida blowing up because usually, you say you in Miami right now. Like growing up, it was just usually South Florida niggas blowing up. It was usually just the Ross and Trick Daddy, Trina, whoever, like just them. But now you have every part from in Jacksonville. You got niggas blowing up. You got niggas blowing up in Tallahassee. You got niggas blowing up in D-Lane. You got niggas blowing up in Quincy. You got niggas blowing up everywhere. And Tallahassee really got it on lock. And I know you fuck with a lot of them niggas. Cause I thought you was from Tally because you rock with them boys so heavy. But I was surprised to see you say from St. Petersburg. But how you link up with them?
I moved to Tally probably like probably about 7, 8 years ago now. And just the course of being up there and them boys from there, you don't never want to be somewhere and know nobody.
Yeah.
So I was already in the streets for probably about 3 years up there. And I pass them by and see them all the time and shit. And then one day we just seen each other in front of the club and topped it up and shit. From that point on, so for about 3, 4 years now, I've been fucking with Boston and Quarter Boy and Trap Sosa and everybody like that for about 4 years now. Cause like I said, one day everybody just got tired of looking at each other. What's going on, man? Who is you? Where you from? Let me come hang with you. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's get a booth together. Let's drink together. Let's see what's going on. You don't look like no fuck nigga. So
No, that's hard. And it's funny because my homeboy Rari, shout out to him. He texts me a question to ask you because we say this all the time, and he be like, ask him where did they get fuck cheese from? When did they start saying that? Like, who made that up? Where that come from?
I'm gonna go and get my nigga his flowers right now. I'm gonna give him his flowers right now. The real Trap Sosa started fuck cheese.
Okay.
Everybody starts something, but that right there, the real Trap Sosa started fuck cheese. Cause when we be gambling, we gamble a lot of money. So like if we play tunk games, everybody come with like 25,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Up to probably like 2,000 a game on all the different. You can play first line. So one night, Trap just was beating our ass. I mean, he won probably like 40K or some shit. And he just blurted out, he going fuck cheese crazy. And that was it. It was over with for that. Since then, everybody just been fuck cheese crazy. So that's where that come from. The real Trap Sosa started. Fuck. He gonna make sure we know that. That's his thing. He on that. He the fuck cheese crazy king.
Hey man, I'm a tunk man myself, man. Remember, down there with y'all boys. I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, put up some fuck cheese myself. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm a tunk man myself.
You come hang out.
For sure. But yeah, like I said, huh?
I said, be all love. You lose your money, the nigga in there let you borrow it to try to get it back.
For sure. Nah, I'm loving what y'all got going on. Like I said, everywhere from Florida, but it seemed like what y'all got going on from you linking up with Ray. I want to get into that a little bit. Fire. You know what I'm saying? Trap Sosa got going on, or Richey got going on. Just that whole Tallahassee wave. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the niggas from Wiz having from everybody like that. Like MJ is going crazy right now. I've been playing that back to back. I mean, niggas is going crazy. So from you being from same state that I'm from, to see everywhere from like Florida blowing up, and then niggas outside of Florida saying jit. Like, nigga, I done heard a New York nigga say, I'm like, what is going on? Like, how do you feel just seeing the expansion of Florida rap and lingo and all of that?
I really feel good about it because, like you said, back in the day, it was a lot of South, it was a lot of Southern, like Miami and shit. Even the new Miami artists that's coming out, though, even them boys on some. They're switching their flows up to some more, universal shit, like worldwide shit, and I can hear it in their music. But just in general, with Florida spreading across the world, I mean, it feels good to see niggas like Roddy Ricch say he listen to Boston. And, you know what I'm saying? It feels good to see people say they think Kodak is in one of the top 3 young rappers. It feels good when you from Florida to see that because it lets you know you got a shot, and it lets you know that shit, somebody understand the lingo or whatever be going on.
Shout out to, like you said, the new Miami niggas from the D30s out there. Like, that nigga going crazy right now.
Yeah, that's why I said they starting to change their sound and go universal with it, too. So it's like, that shit. Because, you used to be able to listen to, like, Miami, some of the Miami artists, and you could tell, like, they was from Miami, like Trick. You know what I'm saying? Ball Greasy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And them boys fine, too. You know what I'm saying? Iceberg, them boys legends and shit. Them boys OGs in the game. But now it's like these boys starting to get to the point where that shit can reach Georgia, California, Seattle, like them boys' music could go anywhere now because that shit sound universal. And that's one thing we was trying to work on when we first started doing our shit too up there in Cali. We didn't want to sound too Florida. I feel like sometimes when you sound too something, it'll box you in. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact.
A worldwide artist, like I ain't in this shit trying to be bigger than. I ain't in this shit trying to be bigger than Kodak. I ain't in this shit trying to be bigger than goddamn such and such. I'm in this shit trying to be bigger than Drake. Yeah, I want to be a worldwide artist, so therefore I don't want my music to ever sound like it's boxed in to one area. When I make my music, I want a bitch to have to guess where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't in competition with no rapper unless your name Drake, Biggie Smalls, or Tupac, or Jay-Z. Them the rappers I'm trying to compete with. Because to me, that's a healthy competition.
Nah, and I feel like people, for example, I was looking at Jay-Z put out like a little playlist every year, and he had Kodak on his playlist. He had BabyFace Ray on his playlist, and like I've been listening to BabyFace Ray for a minute, so to see that, I was like happy for the nigga. Like I grew up with the nigga. I'm like, damn, what nigga done made
that
it.
That shit crazy because it's crazy too. I'm probably like you when it comes to that music shit. A lot of dudes, even I'm gonna give you a couple artists that I was listening to. Probably I'm gonna tell you I was listening to them at least a year and a half before anybody else was listening to them. ESTG. I was listening to ESTG maybe in like 2018. Pooh Shiesty and Big 30. I was listening to them probably like early 2019, way before they dropped they shit that got them hot. And BabyFace Ray. I was listening to BabyFace Ray on the first Miami season. So that song with him was real big for me.
Please talk about that, man. Because when I seen that, I was like, damn, this nigga linked up with Ray, man. Talk about that.
Crazy. I told you I got the little partnership, so you know I be down here just working. Got my head down in the studio for right now, just trying to come up with some new sounds and new shit to do. And I was at the house one day just sleep. And they called me and said, well, where you at? I said, I'm at the house sleep. You know, I'm in the bed. They had to call me like 3 times. They like, BabyFace Ray over here at the studio because we got the private studio. So they're like, BabyFace Ray over here at the studio. So I'm like, oh, yeah? They like, yeah, man. They like, shit, go on your phone and listen to a couple songs and see if you got one you think he'll fit on. So me, I like to do it like that anyways because I be feeling like before you meet an artist, you know what I'm saying? You don't never know how their personality gonna be and shit. And I'm a real personable person. So I just be trying to have it organized already. So maybe next time if we can get in the yard and cook something up. I don't want to have you frustrated or feeling like you're wasting your time cooking something up for a nigga you don't know. So I'm gonna come with 3 songs, let you listen to them, and you pick one. That's how I like to do it. So I came over there. When I got there, I couldn't even let him listen to the song. When I got there, he was about to leave to go do a walkthrough at this strip club. And so you know, we met, we chopped it up for like 2 minutes. Then he was about to leave, so I'm like, damn, where y'all headed? He like, shit, I'm headed to Onyx from a walkthrough. He like, shit, you want to go? So I'm like, hell yeah. So you know, me, my A&R, and you know, a couple engineers and shit. Everybody who fuck with me that ain't gonna let me go nowhere by myself. You know, they came with me and shit. Trap Social was with me. And we went, we hung out, and the whole time we was in the club, bro was just standing next to me. We was chopping it up, vibing and shit, and then, you know, drinking Casamigos and shit. As soon as we got back to the house, we went in the room and queued the song up. This is the first time he heard it. When he heard it, he looked at me, he like, what? He like, man, that bitch gay. He like, run that bitch back. I played it back. When they played it back, he was already walking in the booth, though, you feel me? And he went in that bitch, it took him maybe 5-10 minutes. He smoked. Thought about what he wanted to say, got right on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? He ain't writing nothing, got right on that bitch. Did the ad-lib, and when he came out the booth, he told me, he said, man, I ain't gonna lie. He said, you got one with this one, boy. He said, you be talking. This is what he said. He said, you be talking on that bitch. That's what he said. And then, from that point on, you know, me and him just been kind of locked in. I got his number. You know, FaceTime and the next day, told him I appreciate him for, you know what I'm saying, giving me the opportunity and shit like that. And he just, they set the video up. Probably went out there to Detroit about 3 or 4 days later and shot the video with him. Real cool, real personable dude. Pulled up, you know, did all the scenes we wanted to do. Didn't complain about what was going on. Invited me to his spot after the video. Only reason I didn't go is because everybody I was with fell asleep. So, you know, I didn't want to go nowhere by myself.
Yeah.
But, you know, I knew I would have been good. I'm just talking about the traveling part.
Yeah.
You know, in Detroit, I've never been. I don't want to get in no Uber. You know what I'm saying? So, but, and then he just like I said, he kept in touch since the feature. Like, he called me a couple days ago when I posted myself playing basketball. Told me he can't wait to see me so we can get on the court. You know what I'm saying? Made sure he told me he was gonna post my shit for me. It's still on his page right now. It's probably like the only video on his page. Feel me? So, like I said, he just fuck with me, he rock with me. And I'm a real personable person. So if we do something together, I'm every artist I do something with gonna be like that about me because I'm a person who I'm not trying to gain nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to further my career. Shit.
One of my first, was it my first? It was either my first or one of my first articles I did for Complex was about Michigan. I was talking about all the Michigan rappers, and I interviewed Face. This was like 2020, and like you said, you don't know how niggas is gonna be when you talk to him, when you meet him, or whatever. Coolest nigga ever, bro. Like you said, like he real cool nigga. Like I said, me and my homeboy, that's all we listen to is Michigan rap. So him, Los Nutty, and like they say, they cool cats. He really a cool cat. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk to a nigga, he really just a cool nigga. So that is cool to hear. You know, bro. You know, kept it down to earth with you. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day. So that's hard. You hoop though?
Yeah, I be fucking off. I really played football my whole life, but you know when you get grown, you niggas ain't finna get together 10 on 10. So you know I can do a little bit of something on the court. I ain't the best of the best, but I ain't garbage at all because I always was an athlete. So I know how to do a little something on the court.
Hey, bro, I done said this a bunch of times on my channel.
Hold on, I'm in an interview.
I done said this a bunch of times on my channel, man. Niggas, I've challenged so many rappers to hoop sessions, and niggas done ducked it. I don't know if you're gonna be the next one, but I don't know if niggas are scared to play basketball with me. I don't know if they.
See, one thing about it, like I told you, I never really played basketball, but I played football every year, and I always was a premier athlete. Like I'm the nigga on Saturday, I'm the jit that come home and tell you, yeah, I scored 3 times on them sorry niggas. I ran 2 kick returns back. I'm that guy. So like when it comes to athletics, and Kobe Bryant, my favorite athlete of all time. So I never done no smoke on nothing athletic.
See, but I know football niggas. I don't know if I want to play against y'all. Niggas don't know how to play bat. Y'all niggas want to foul, and y'all niggas want to.
Like I ain't wild though. Like
okay.
I'm a real like sports phenomenon. Like I was just upstairs. You know what I was doing when you called me? I was watching all the first tape that I missed.
Okay.
Like I'm a real like sports head, so I know how to play basketball. I was just always so good in football that was always football used to be a year-round thing for me. You get what I'm saying? So I never really had time to play another sport because I was really good at football, like really good. So I could play basketball better than a lot of basketball players. Like the basketball coach wanted me to play basketball. I just play basketball. I'm training for football.
What position you played? I don't know football.
Corner. But I played corner in high school, but my whole life I played like running back, slot. You know, then when you get to high school, you kind of small, and 20 niggas want to be a running back, so I ain't got time to be arguing with y'all about no football. I'm the type of dude, too. Once we leave practice, I don't want to talk about football. You know, not that I wasn't passionate about it or nothing like that. It's just like, man, y'all stay at lunch and shit arguing about who gonna start at running back. I'm fresh. I'm fucking holding it. I just play defense. But when I started playing corner, I was actually started being recruited by Division I schools, which I probably wouldn't have if I would have stayed at running back. You get what I'm saying? Even though I was good at running back, by the time I get to high school, everybody kind of good. You know what I'm saying? My whole life in Little League, I'm gonna score 4-5 times every week, 3 times, 2 times. I'm gonna score 2, 3, 4 touchdowns every Saturday. But when you get to high school, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good. I can still score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when I started playing corner, I was able to show skills without the ball, and a lot of colleges started, recruiting me and trying to offer me like partial scholarships and shit.
Man, let me find out this nigga Jalen Ramsey on the field, man. This nigga lockdown corner.
It's crazy because the corner that played on the other side of me was Jalen Ramsey, and that was the biggest problem I think in my recruitment. When I was coming out of high school in like 2012, it was when Richey was playing for had just got drafted to the Seahawks. So the standard for corners when I was coming out of high school was 6 feet. It wasn't short, fast guys anymore. They wanted tall guys. And the other corner that played on the other side of me, he went to Oklahoma. He was 6'2", 185 pounds in 12th grade. See what I'm saying? So that was my doubt. I like I said, I had a lot of partial scholarship offer talks. It was never full rise, and you know, my mama can't. Like Florida wanted me on the partial, but my mama can't afford to pay 2 years for the University of Florida. Man, you been out of the house and home about that.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. I didn't know you was that. I literally, like, the first thing I wrote down, and then I erased it because I was like, maybe I'm tripping. I wrote down, like, on my notes, I said, I assume he played football, but I was like, maybe he didn't. But you did. Like, you strike me as a person that played football, so.
Yeah, I love sports, man. It's crazy. I argue about sports. When I go to the studio house, we just sitting there argue about sports all day. Who better out of Jordan and LeBron? I'm like, that's what we do. That's all we fucking talk about. We don't talk about nothing else.
That's hard, man. Well, shit, man. I don't want to keep it for too long, man. Any last words you got for the people out there, man? Let it be known.
I just got a lot of shit on the way, man. My new tape coming soon, King Hawk 2. That bitch will probably be out before September. There's gonna be a lot of features on that bitch and shit. Last time I only had Trap Sosa on King Hawk 1, but on 2, Trap Sosa will be returning. I'm gonna have Boston on there. I'm gonna have Rob 49 on there. I'm gonna have Money Man on there, and of course we got Too Much Money with BabyFace Ray. So it's just gonna be a lot on there and shit for people to pick and choose out of. And of course I'm gonna have a lot of tracks by myself. I got Better Days vibes on there. You know, I got to give them some of that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be but I'm also giving you new sounds too. You know, I'm trying to give them some club songs and shit like that. So it's a lot of shit going into it. But when it's all done, it's gonna be a diamond in the rough, man. It's like I said, Money Man, Face, Boston, Trap coming back, and Rob 49. And, I got one with Junior Choi from London who sang "Going to the Moon." I got one with him too. That's me and him met in the studio, and me and him we real close. Like I told you, in person, he gave me a free hook. So I got one with him, but I think I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna save that one. That boy from London. I'm trying to go get some of them that London money.
Okay, man. I can't wait, man. And last thing for me, because I forgot to say this, just personally, I need a little bit more of them symphony beats. That symphony beat, that's probably my favorite beat. Cause like you said, them soulful beats, I feel like it brings something out of you. When you get them soulful beats, you hop in a different bag. So
that was real difficult. And I ain't gonna say was because I'm still recording. That's a real difficult thing right now in me creating the second tape. Because the first tape was full of that. And the second tape is like you try to incorporate something new. You record so much of something new that you damn near stop incorporating the old. But then it's like, okay, now I need to get me some beats like this and do at least 20 songs like this. So when it's time to pick these 15, I can have 6 and 8 of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm still I got two. Right now, I have two strong songs that I feel like are in that lane.
okay.
That's most definitely. No, 3. I got 3 strong songs in that lane that's definitely on King Hawk 2. So I want to get about 3 more, 4 more. So it'll be like 8 and 7. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Wait, man. I can't wait.
Down here doing right now, grabbing some of them type of beats. Still doing the new shit, but making sure I'm trying to make. But like I said, when I make them type of songs, I like them to be hard. Like I like them to be hard.
Okay.
I take my time with it.
Well, yeah, I can't wait, man. For everybody watching right now, I appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. And y'all holla at your boy.